When I went to International Fight Week this year, I found myself at the Canelo Crawford press conference. I had no idea what was going on because I don't know much about boxing, but what I did notice was that
Fuck you, Crawford! Oh, viva Canelo!
the fans' energy was great, and I could just overall tell this was something significant because of the new TKO Zuffa route that they wanted to take with boxing, and also that it was going to be on Netflix. So I've looked into it a little bit, and here are some things that I've learned as a super casual ahead of Canelo Crawford. Number one, let's talk about this Netflix significance. Now, it might be controversial to say, but we have to talk about things like Paul and Tyson doing the numbers that they did. I believe it was like 65 million households or something like that. And then Serrano Taylor 3 was the most watched women's sporting event in US history. Absolutely crazy numbers there. I just feel like a fight like this that's coming into mainstream TV, being accessible to so many households is such a big deal. The names that these two carry as well. Canelo and Crawford are 2 out of the 5 top pound for pound guys. People are going to be tuning in just out of curiosity as well. Now let's talk about Canelo Alvarez. Ahead of this, all I knew about him was that he was the ginger Mexican boxer. But I actually have learned that his name does in fact translate to cinnamon, relating to his hair. Also, he's currently the only undisputed super middleweight champ. People are going to be watching Canelo very closely because I do feel like people have been skeptical of him after his last 4 fights. They haven't been as dominant as he once was, so he's going to have a lot to prove here. Also, this fight's going to be on Mexican Independence Day. Is that going to be more pressure? I feel like he really wants to solidify his name within those greats of this era. This fight is his opportunity to do that. But up against him is Crawford, who, if all I knew about Canelo was that he was the ginger Mexican boxer, I knew even less about Crawford. But if Crawford is able to beat Canelo during this era, where we have the WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO, my God, at this super middleweight class, he would be the first male boxer in this 4-belt era to achieve undisputed champion status in 3 different weight classes. That is so huge. And not only that, but he's moving up not 1 weight class for this fight, but 2. If this is anything like what I know with UFC and MMA, like that's a huge deal. You see how much of a big deal we talk about Ilya and Islam? My God. Lastly, I do want to talk about the fact that this is going to be a stadium show. It's going to be at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, which is a very big deal because, as we know, Dana White has notoriously said that he doesn't like stadiums. I feel like that just shows you how big of a deal that this is and the level of production that they want to put on. From what I have watched of boxing, I do know that that level of production and performance and show is so big. And I feel like if anything is to go by of when you look at how the UFC were able to produce things like the Sphere show and what we're hearing of the White House, we can have expectations and they're probably going to exceed them. For me, someone that doesn't